So you've done a couple of startups in the London startup scene. What's the skinny on the London startup scene? What would you like improved in the London startup scene?
Well, it's very hard to criticise the London startup scene too much. I think that there is
really.
No, I think there is. I think there's a great ecosystem here.
Sure.
Generally, people will help each other out. They'll give each other advice. These seem to be centred around the universities. So you've got your sort of immediate hubs around UCL, Imperial, obviously with sort of Open Coffee being hosted at UCL. I know there's no real sort of affiliation there. But I mean, for me, you have to know what you want, and then you have to go out and look for it effectively. So if you're in the process of looking for customers, build a product, work on that, and get your customers. If you're confident that you've got your batch of customers and you know exactly how much your cost of customer acquisition is, you know that you've got your processes, sure, and that you know that you can scale up, then go out and if you need some money, go out and find some money.
Okay. So all in all, London startup scene is better than the Valley.
I've not been to the Valley, so I wouldn't know.
No,
I would say the one thing that we really need in London are some true success stories, and for people to really sort of say these are the success stories of London. And to a sense, we do have those. We have companies like Love Film.
Yeah.
Spotify. The Last FM. Companies that that have gone through that process, went through that process at a much more difficult time. They were going through that process 7 years ago when none of this culture existed.
But I guess those stories are there, so maybe we need to bring them down back into the meetups again and probably be able to interact with some of these guys. I mean,
if you go over to Minibar, for example, they generally have some more sort of mature startups they're pitching. I know, for example, House Bites are still very active in the startup scene. Crash Patter as well, even though that they've just been recently engaged by Airbnb. I always see Dan out on the on the Hacker News network. So if you know who you're looking for, you can find these people. These people generally are still in the they still keep their ear to the ground. Even even people like Michael Acton Smith. If you know where to look, then they're there.
You'll find them.
Yeah.
You just need to look. Okay. So just to wrap things up, I always. I want startups to help each other, but we also want to give something back. A couple of things that we or the audience listening can help you with, apart from buying tea subscriptions. Spread the word.
Spread the word, exactly.
Okay.
For us, we're very much under a sort of marketing campaign at the moment. We've proven that we have had some traction with some early customers, and for us now it's all about word of mouth. Okay. It's about how can we make our service better. What are you looking for? How can we make you really happy as a customer that makes you want to go and tell other people about it?
So in an ideal world, where are we now? We're in June, mid-June, end of June. If by September, October, how many subscribers do you want? Pick a number.
No, to be honest, I'm not. The trouble is, I followed that very mentality with the previous startup, Eat Social.
Okay.
And there's a tendency to kind of set yourself these benchmarks that, almost like going down to the gym. I've got to go and get this. I've got to go and get this many customers.
Yeah.
The thing is, at the moment, we have a period of time where we need to bring some customers on board.
Yeah.
It might be that in 2 or 3 months' time we find that we have a sourcing of tea problem or packaging or warehousing issue that needs to be resolved. And at that point we'll probably be grateful that we're not taking on board loads more customers, because at that point we may need the breathing room. So I'm not.
So how many customers do you want now? 10, 20, 100?
It's for me. It's in
the back of your mind. There must be a number. Would you say, if I get up tomorrow morning and we had this many customers, that'll be a good thing?
For me, it's.
Maybe your wife will say we need this many customers.
The thing is, we're both still working our day jobs anyway. So really, the next stage for any of this is if people like LoveTea and we get to a position where we can start offering it to more people, then the point at which we're able to make that transition is the point at which it pays, is LoveTea pays the bills. That's it, really. So
one last question: people, tools, companies that you would like to give a shout out to, that you'd like to recommend?
Open Coffee is an obvious one.
Good. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I've been a member for the past year. Get yourselves on there. Listen to what people have to say. Don't try and come along and and tell people how to do it. Listen to the advice of others first and learn, and then take and then evolve that feedback. The other guys I'd like to give a shout out to actually are Bluefields. Andrew Neil Crump especially has given me some sort of very clear and simple advice. They're doing very well at the moment. They're over in San Francisco.
He's actually here today.
He's actually here today. Okay, I didn't realise that. So I can thank him in person for that. Good. But no, generally those guys have been great. I know Piers and Rob as well, just from outside the sort of the Bluefield circle, but those guys have been great help. And just really just go out and find help where you can. Go to minibar. Go and have conversations with people. Go down to Innovation Warehouse. Go down to Tech Hub. Go down to Central Working. And talk to people, and tap into your friends and family as well.
So ensure, don't sit at home in front of the laptop and try to email people. Do it the old-fashioned way. Go out and meet people.
That's right. Yeah. Try and make your pitch as simple as possible. If you find yourself struggling with it, it may be that A, you're not articulating it in the right way, or B, that the idea is too complex. If it's one of those two, you need to resolve that. So if your idea is too complex, simplify it. If you're not articulating your pitch very well, then work on that. Work on it. Start with a sentence and cut that sentence down until you can say it in 4 or 5 words. Gourmet teas delivered monthly through your door. That's it. Okay, yeah. 7 words.
7 words. We'll let you get away with 2 words. Okay, so on that note, we're gonna end. LoveTea.co. LoveTea.co. The premise behind Digital Insight is all about helping London and UK startups. So it'd be awesome if you watch this, go and sign up, and if you like it, do subscribe to it, or at least tweet it or put it on Facebook. It's the only way we're going to be able to help each other and have a successful startup in London. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
And thank you.
Thank you. Cheers, Matthew.